Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nobody Asked My Opinion podcast. I'm your host Siobhan, where as usual, nobody asked my opinion, but I damn sure I'm going to give it anyway. Before I get started, guys, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you when you do. All right, guys, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about SHERRI PAPINI. You guys remember her? She is the California woman who claimed she was kidnapped back in 2016. She was a mom, two little kids, and then the state went crazy looking for her. The town where she lived in, she was a young, not a newlywed, but they were only married a few years. And, she was of course, the missing white woman, thing. And she, they looked for this woman. I want to say she was missing for like 2 or 3 weeks. And, she was all over the news. Oh my God, everybody was looking for her. Where's SHERRI PAPINI? Turns out she faked her own kidnapping and had an ex-boyfriend kidnap her. I'm sure there've been so many stories about her. There was like a Hulu documentary that her husband did. And it definitely it gave you a different dynamic. Her husband, I think his name is Keith or Kevin Papini. But yeah, so she's back in the news. Yeah. If you remember the story, she claimed again that two Spanish women kidnapped her. So of course in that time, it was 2016. Everybody was screaming, build a wall. And so if you were Spanish in that area, you were getting stopped if you were a female. Like it was a hard time at that point because that's who she accused. They find her like 3 weeks later, like walking down like a road, or she jumped into someone's car and said, "I'm SHERRI PAPINI, please help me." They take her to the hospital. And if you watch the documentary with her husband, he said the first thing he thought when he saw her post the kidnapping was that she was faking it, which is just like, what? So of course, like flash forward, when they figure out she was lying, like she burned herself, like she had her ex-boyfriend do all this other stuff. And they got a hold of the ex-boyfriend and they threatened him with, like basically colluding with her and like all the other stuff. And so he turned on her real quick. Flash forward, she ended up getting arrested, doing time, having to pay back all of the money from like the police looking for her, and all of the, they charged her with like fraud and everything else, or not fraud, like waste of public services and all this other stuff. And she had to pay it back. Obviously, she lost custody of her kids, gets out of jail, does her time. Hilariously, she's actually trying to get her kids back. Now, if you actually watch the Hulu documentary, you'll see her husband talk about some of the stuff she did to her two young kids, how they were remembering stuff as she as they got older of different ways that she harmed them, right? So you should really watch the Hulu documentary with her husband, because your heart just bleeds for this man, right? Well, flash forward again, she's in the news. I can't believe it. It's like her and Casey Anthony, man. Like, what happened? Like, those two, what are they in a pack together? Like, let's come back. So she's doing an ID documentary, like a 4-part series. I mean, I can't believe America's this bored that we want to see this woman. Please, SHERRI PAPINI, go away. Nobody wants to hear from you. So, and in it, she's talking about how she didn't make up the kidnapping, that she was abused, and she wasn't able to tell her whole story, of course, for this ID channel. Meanwhile, still doesn't have custody of her kids, and I think she has like supervised visitation for her kids still. But like, do we really need to watch this? Like, it's like, who gave this woman, who thought this was a good idea, right? Like, who was like, oh yeah, we want SHERRI PAPINI in the news. It's just like, I don't, just, girl, go away. Gone girl yourself. Go away. Like, that's what they were calling her, the original Gone Girl. Like, again, if you watch that Hulu documentary with her husband, it's like she was just a little wackadoo. Like, everything that she did to herself was self-harm. She did it to herself. And now she's, again, she's back, and I can't even imagine. Like, when they asked her why she did all this back in 2016, or they actually didn't catch her till like 2018 or whatever. And I shouldn't say catch. They didn't actually like throw charges at her until then. She didn't really have a good reason. She said her husband and her, they've been fighting, and she wanted attention, and she just like all this other stuff. And so now it's like we're regurgitating the same thing. So yeah, she's back in the news. I want to hear from you guys. Do you care? Do you want to hear from SHERRI PAPINI? Or are you like me and like, girl, go away? Like, I don't think, like, based on her, what she was accused of, and just the insane nature of it, like insane nature of the, of her case, Do you think she should get custody of her kids back? Do you think she, like, what are you doing? I'm always like, parents, it's like, you don't have a right to have a child. I mean, you have a child, but the child does not have the rights that they are of a free will until they're 18, right? But what are you offering to your kids? Like, what do they had to, I think in the documentary, they said they had to change their last name or something wherever they live, just for, the husband said, for school and everything, to protect the kids. That's terrible, lady. Leave those kids alone. Like, there's nothing you could offer. But am I going to be watching this documentary? Maybe. I don't know. I may do it for content just because I want to see, but I have a sense I'm not going to be able to get through the first, like, part. Like, I hate when they do these 4-part series. I feel like, girl, you could wrap this up in 60 minutes. You don't need 4 separate episodes. But that's just me. You guys let me know. Are you going to be watching this? Do you remember SHERRI Papini? And like the most hilarious part of being SHERRI Papini has to be that Eminem mentioned her in a song, in his like song he released like last year, which was hilarious when he said, I go missing like SHERRI. No one can see me. I go missing like SHERRI Papini. But yeah, guys, let me know if you're going to be watching. Are you interested in her story or hearing her side of things? I feel like America is just like, we got too much other stuff going on, right? SHERRI Papini, go that way. That's just my 2 cents, guys, my opinion. Nobody asked, as usual. Get down in the comments, guys. I want to hear from you. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. As always, I appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.